Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. Today we have another exciting video for you because we are knitting braided cables. So this is a knitting basic, but it is also the cable you will find in this month's free pattern, the Fabiana poncho. This is a gorgeous poncho that is knit in our signature Zara Kid yarn, which is a mohair and wool blend yarn in about a worsted weight. Because we are still working from home, don't actually have any Zara Kid on hand, so I am just replacing it with Zara, and I have sized down my needles slightly. So the first thing that you're going to do is cast on 21 stitches, or any multiple of 3. For this particular pattern, we are doing 7-stitch cable panels, so you need 3 times the amount of stitches you're going to be slipping onto your cable needle. So again, I started with 21. If you're just doing a practice, go ahead and cast on 21 and do it with me. So after you cast on your 21 stitches, you're going to knit 4 rows. Just knit them plainly as you normally would in any other project. And then we're going to get started on row number 5. So for this cable, the first thing that you're going to do is slip 7 stitches onto either a cable needle, a crochet hook in a smaller size, or a spare interchangeable needle, whatever you have. If you have DPNs, anything can really work. And then what you're going to do is you're going to hold those 7 stitches in the back of your work. It will be a little awkward because it seems like it's a lot and it's pulling quite significantly. However, once you do your purl row, it will kind of make up for it a little bit. So you're going to insert your needle, as you normally would, into the next stitch, and you're just simply going to knit 7. You're going to have this really long line here of just kind of what looks like a float, and you can just ignore that. The cable will make it disappear. I like to just kind of leave my cable needle hanging just out of the way. As long as it's in the back, it doesn't matter if you're holding it or if you've dropped it. Just has to keep the stitches held together. Okay, so now that we've knit our next 7 stitches, I'm actually just going to give myself a little leeway on the last 7 and push my needle up, so no stitches will slip off. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to push the first stitches that we slipped onto the cable needle down to the edge, and I'm actually just going to knit them straight off of here. If you prefer, you can take these stitches and add them back to this needle, but I think it's just an extra step and it slows you down. So if you feel comfortable, just go ahead and knit those 7 stitches. Oh no! See, that's the problem with knitting cables. Oh no, 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 no. Okay, so this actually might be good that I have slipped those stitches. I was able to save them. So the most important thing you can do in that instance is making sure you don't pull any of your yarns. You want to just be able to slip all of those stitches back on without dropping any. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It looks like we're missing 1 stitch. Oh, here it is. Thankfully. So now that I haven't dropped any stitches over there, let's see if I could get these 2 back onto this needle. So basically what I'm just going to do is try and slide them in, again without pulling anywhere else. Oh, there's 1 more. Let's just double count. Make sure we have 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so we have successfully averted a crisis. I'm actually going to leave that in because I think it's important to show not everyone is going to be perfect all of the time. We are going to make mistakes, myself included. So With all of that done, you're gonna go ahead and again, knit those 7 stitches off of your cable needle. Be careful, again, that tension pulls it really tight. You just have to be really mindful of how much you're slipping your needle in and out. Okay. All right, so then you can just take your cable needle and put it to the side. You don't need it for the time being. And then for the end of this row, what you're gonna do is you're just gonna knit those last 7 stitches. Again, it can feel a little bit sticky because those stitches are super tight from the first 14, but once we do a couple purl rows, it will loosen itself up. Okay, so you can just go ahead and kind of stretch out your stitches and see what you've got here. If this is your first cable, the one that's all the way down here, your swatch is just gonna look all crumpled up and weird and like you can't see it. You might think you've done something wrong. Do not fret, you can see the cables at the bottom. They kind of curl up and leave this weird shape. But if you see that, you've done something correct. So have some patience and knit the rest of the swatch, knit the rest of the rows, and I'm sure you will get it. So once we've finished this row number 5 for this cable, we are going to knit another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rows. So we're just gonna keep going and get back to row number 13, which is where we're gonna have the next cable. So just knit and purl all the way up to row number 13. Okay, you guys, so we are back on row number 13. So this row is really similar to the last row, except for we're gonna do it in a little bit of a different order, and we're gonna change up the cabling a little bit. So the first thing that we're gonna do is knit the first 7 stitches. So we're not crossing over these 7 stitches at all in this row. It's only in the first row that we cabled that you touch these first 7 stitches. So, if you remember in the last time, what we did was slip the first 6, 7 stitches off and then hold them in the back. But for this row, what we're gonna do is slip these middle 7 stitches. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna hold them in the front. So you can just kind of leave them hanging out here just at the front of your work. Again, it gets a little bit finicky because the cable needle's in the way, it's pulling the yarn, it doesn't know what to do, but then you're just gonna knit those last 7 stitches as you normally would. Okay, so once you have done that, what you're gonna do is you're gonna take these last 7 stitches that are on the cable needle and knit them off. Again, be sure to be careful so we don't repeat what happened to me last time. So it's just that simple, you guys. After you finish knitting that row, you are just going to continue with the stockinette for 7 more rows until you get back to row number 5. That is all you have to do for this cable. Repeat those 2 rows. So again, slip 7 stitches off, hold it in the back, knit 7, knit the first 7 off the cable needle, knit the last 7 stitches on your left needle. Then for row number 13, you knit 7 stitches, slip 7 stitches off, hold in the front, knit the last 7 stitches, and then knit those middle 7 stitches. This cable is so pretty. It really does look like a braid that you would see in the hair, and when you pull it out to the side, it gets more dimensional, and you can really see how it will look in a project. So if you guys enjoyed this tutorial, Make sure you hit a like and comment down below and subscribe to our channel. If you guys are interested in working on a project with this type of cable, we have a free pattern out now. I will link it down in the description. It is again called the Fabiana Poncho, and it's knit with Zara Kid. For anybody interested in this colorway of Zara that we were using today, it is color number 1604 and can be available at many of our retailers worldwide. Thank you guys so much again, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.